Hey, what's up? Hello, my name is Julia. Welcome back. Today on Just Talk with Julia, I have Sam on this side and Carson on this side. Say hello, ladies.
Hello.
Okay, so in today's episode, we're going to talk about friends with my two besties. Right, ladies? So the first question I have is when we all met.
I met you in fifth grade.
That's true. In like math class.
Yeah, I remember like standing in the hall between like the three
Yeah.
classes we had, and I remember like talking to you, like leaning against the wall, waiting to go to math.
There you go. That's what's up. And then since then, we've had all of middle school, all of high school, and we're on to college. Crazy stuff.
Unfortunately, all in different places.
But it's fine. It's okay. And then when did Carson and Sam meet? When did you guys meet?
I met you both in sixth grade in elective class.
And then the same thing all through middle school, all through high school, and we're still going strong. Oh, yeah. So that was the first question. So we've known each other for how many years is that?
10?
Right? Like 10 years? Like 9, 10 years?
And then Julia, we might be 11 technically, because fifth grade.
So like around like a decade. That's like half our lives, which is kind of crazy at that point. Okay, so the second question I had, which could be a little different for both of you guys, I'm not sure, but I think we'll probably be on the same wavelength. Do you guys think it's more important to have more friends or less friends? And like what's like the ratio? Like what do you guys think, like friends wise? What's the number? What's the magic key? What makes it work?
2 to 3.
Just us. But I agree 100%. Sam?
Less friends. Better.
Okay.
I think you get the chance to have closer relationships with a few people is definitely better and more meaningful than a lot of really surface level relationships with a lot of people.
Fair enough. I think like over the time we've been friends, I think the number's gone smaller and we've noticed that like quantity isn't all of it. Because I agree, it's very, when you have too many friends, it comes like tricky to like balance everyone, give everyone attention, and then you're not on the same path. You guys are doing different things. The smaller number, I feel like you can actually like get to know someone and like really share all those like personal connections and like this is happening, you can text that friend and it's less to balance and you can actually like this is my friend, this is my one person, like I don't know, it's cool.
I feel like when you get too many friends, you kind of get to the point where you're like, okay, well, I have a problem. Who do I go to? You know, like who's that person? Whereas like when you have a smaller friend group, like I know I can go to either of you with something and like figure it out.
Yep. I feel like also you can, if you have too many friends, they're friends from different groups. Mm-hmm. So like you could have a friend like group that's just about this and then a friend group that's just about this. And then like how do you balance both? If they're both hanging out, who do you hang out with? Or like if you're having a party, you're gonna combine everyone, but are they gonna get along? Like what's gonna happen?
Yeah, it gets more complicated for sure.
So definitely all agree that quantity smaller, quality gets bigger. And we like that. We agree. Okay, I like that too. We agree. Good. The next thing that I wanted to kind of bring up was the type of friends, which we kind of discussed in this, which is like you have your surface level friends, like and then you have your friends that you're really close to and you can trust with everything. So what's the different type of friend groups that you guys have? Like what's the different categories you want to say you have?
I feel like the friend group that I have from like middle school, high school, it's just like a different connection level than the friends I've made in college. So it's like they know me for so long, they've seen me basically grow up, and it's like they've seen me go through so much, especially like over 10 years. Like that's a lot of like life. And then like the friends I've made in college, like over the past 3 years, like yeah, but like it's just like you guys have met my parents, like you guys have like been to my house, like hung out with my like siblings, like that whole thing, like that whole dynamic. That's something that's not hasn't happened with college friends, so it's different, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, that's definitely, I get that because it's like, if you mention something from high school or something from middle school that like we all experienced or a memory that we all have to somebody else, it's like you have to be like, oh, you weren't there, you don't know that, and then like re-explain everything that led up to it. Like they're definitely missing like a huge chunk.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it could also be good the friends you make now because they have no perception of who you are. Like not your it's not like you're gonna be a new person, but they don't know like, oh like that's the girl that worked at this one place or that's the guy that like did this in this one class and like got bullied for it. Like they don't know anything of you. Like that's brand new you. Like they don't know your past. They don't know anything. You're just who you want to be right now. There's no like past perceptions of who you can be and who you are. So I don't know. I guess it works both ways.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. There's things that like you guys live through that like friends now, they have no idea. Like they weren't there to experience it and telling a story is not like experiencing it, being there firsthand. So I feel like it's also different like if you ever combine like the friends you guys made in college with the friends that we have. And so I think there's a lot of different types of friends, but I still feel like at the end of it, at the core of it, there's like the three of us that just always come back to each other and we're like, this is my person. These are my people. They understand. They're there for me. The next thing, which are two questions in one, do you guys have a friend like your longest time friend? Like we've known each other for like 10 years. Is there a friend that you've known like ever since you guys were little? Are you guys still friends? Are you guys not so close anymore? Like what's that looking for you guys?
I think you would be my longest friend then, technically, Julia. Because the people that I was friends with in my childhood, I'm not, besides like family friends, like my mom's friends, children, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. The people that I was friends with when I was little, not friends with anymore. you know,
No one you still like kept in contact with, like, hey, happy birthday, and that's it.
I mean, like maybe like here and there, but like I don't want to
Not
like
really friends.
thing, but no, I mean I feel like most of them like and like the one from my one like childhood friend, it's not like we like got in a fight. Like we didn't get in an argument. It was literally just like we grew apart from each other.
Yep.
And like, since then, like my other, I guess, more childhood best friend, just like on two different pages. And I feel like there's a lot of growing up in the span of 5 to 10 years old, and now like we're completely different people.
No, definitely. The people that you thought was your ride and die back then was probably just the circumstance that you guys were in at that time. But then as you guys went through high school, you're like, oh, that's not the person I am anymore. Like, you're great, but like I'm gonna be over here and you can be over here. We're still nice to each other, but like I'm not gonna come hang out with you or like tell you some deep dark secret of mine.
I feel like also when you're in like elementary school, you hang out, like you said, like with whoever you're around, like whoever's in your class. Like you don't really like hang out with people outside of that. So I can kind of see how like my friend from like middle school or elementary school like was more of just like a you're here, like, and we're friends like from that, but like kind of realized like we're not on the same page at all with life.
Just to comment on that, maybe a week or two ago, I was talking to both of them and we were talking about how I came to the realization that we were friends with a lot of people because we had classes with them. We had like clubs and sports with them. It wasn't so much that we went out of our way to make friends with them. It was just that they were always around and you might as well be friends with the people you're around because you're around them so often. And then what we've learned is that through the years, us three, we go to different colleges. We didn't have to be friends anymore, but we chose to be friends. Like we chose to like separate this time to like, hey, you're in town, let's hang out. Like it's your birthday, let me drive up to hang out with you because we value these friendships. And those are the best trips, like when we surprise each other. But that's another story. But I think that's what we've learned. It's like back then we were friends because of the circumstance, because of like the environment we were in. And now like friendship is hard now. Like we actually have to put time and effort into it. So I think that's when you realize like quality over quantity. Like if you have a few friends, you can focus on those few friends. And then if you have too many friends, you kind of don't know what to do and like where to go to. So
Which isn't a bad thing. Like nothing
yeah,
bad about anybody from high school or middle school, whatever. Like no hard feelings or anything. It's just you're different people.
exactly. You grow up.
It's normal.
It's very normal. And I think people don't talk about it everyone's just like, oh, like, yeah, I knew her, like, whatever. It's like, no, like, I still respect you. Like, if you want to ever, like, get coffee, like, I'm down. But, like, don't expect me to, like, hit you up every single time, like, I'm having a breakdown. Like, it's probably not going to happen. You've missed so much in my life already. Like, that's probably not going to happen. But if you want to get coffee, hit me up.
Mhm.
Sam, do you have, like, a long time best friend? Like, who's the longest time best friend you have? Or a friend. Doesn't have to be best friend.
You two, it's Jess, and because I met her in 5th grade.
I think, like, when I was thinking about this, when I was writing this down, the person that I thought of, I met when I was 1. So, like, that was a very much, like, circumstance. Like, our parents were friends. So, like, we were friends. Nowadays, I have on Instagram, on Snapchat, and I see what she's doing. And, like, every once in a while, I'll, like, swipe up. But she doesn't know anything that's happening in my life, like, at all. Like, I know what she's doing because she posts all the time, but like that's not the same, you know? So I think me too. I think the closest friends I have right now are you guys. And you guys are my longest time friends. So 1 decade sounds pretty good. You guys know me for like half my life. So that sounds solid. Now, is there a friend that you've known for the shortest amount of time but made an impact on you like now? Like they're your closest friend, but you just met them.
Christopher.
Oh, Chris. We love Chris.
Chris
What
is my roommate and my boyfriend's childhood friend. And I say I probably started to get closer with him towards like senior year of high school, even though we knew each other from like 10th, 11th, whatever. But we've lived together for 2 years now, going on third. And I love him. He drives me insane, but he's like a brother to me. And I don't know what I would do without him a lot of the time, as sappy as he is, and as crazy as he makes me. He's
But that's awesome though. Like you guys, I think it helps that. So Kyle is Carson's boyfriend. Kyle and Chris have been friends for a long time. So like I feel like that helps. And I, for those that don't know, Kyle's not around all the times for college reasons. So I feel like it's also like a little reminder that like Kyle's still around. His like boyness and stupidness and all that silly stuff, it's still around. It's still there.
I definitely have moments where Chris like says something and I'm like, oh my god, you're just like Kyle.
I don't know if it's better or worse, but at least you still have a guy around. So, but that's awesome. Sam, is there anyone? I feel like you've probably met a lot of people in college that are now like close friends.
Yeah, I would say like my friend group, I guess, because like if I didn't, I honestly don't know what I would have done if I didn't meet them like freshman year. I would have probably had to try a lot harder to make new friends, like meet people and like make friends. But I'm really glad that I met them because I feel like our like group dynamics are pretty solid.
So these are people that you guys met in college and got closer to in college. So it's been like 3 years that you guys known these people, yet they're important to you guys now, which it like just happened. So it's crazy how someone that you've known for 10 years and someone you've known for like 2 years, they can have similar importances. I do think we're a lot better. But your college friends are pretty cool too, I'm sure.
It's a different dynamic of the people that I met here than like the friend group that we have from back home. Like it's like you guys have again seen so much and like have been through me like my life with me basically, and they just know what I tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Life, like whatever.
They
Like,
only see college life.
Yeah.
You know, they only see UF life.
Definitely. So both of them, they went away for college. I stayed home for college. They left me. They went, bye, see you later. So I think for me, I feel like some of the people that I've gotten like closest to throughout like college or actually friends since I'm still at home are friends that I've known for years. But now that we actually have classes together, I've gotten closer to because now we have that one one. It's not like there's a big group of us and we're friends in like high school. Now it's just like, oh, like we had this class together, like let's hang out, like let's get like lunch since we're both on campus. But now that we're not on campus, some of those friends I barely talk to either because I don't know, like we all have to give priority. And I feel like I put my priority in different like places, which is fine. But I feel like the people that I got closer to in college are people that I've known for years and just now have given like time to actually get to know and be like, wow, you're really cool. And since we are talking about college, and like my last little recap for this is, how are you guys making friends? Like, what's the best way to make friends? Or like, because homegirl's struggling, and I'm sure more people are struggling too. But like, when you guys aren't around, who am I supposed to hang out with? Someone help a girl out. What do I do?
Leave a comment below.
Comment down below how to make friends. If you're in the area, hit me up. Like, homegirl needs friends when they're not home. So, but has there been anything that you guys like through college have like learned, or like how you guys like made friends or something? Sam's made a bunch of friends in college. How do you do that, girl?
Well, okay, so I made my friends I met in like a program that I did before I started college. And it was like an engineering program, like whatever. So we're all engineers, and so we kind of met through that. But I guess it was 6 weeks, so you don't really get to, you're not getting to know people that well in 6 weeks. So I guess coming into the fall, I only knew them. I was like, okay, well, we're just gonna hang out, and we just gradually hung out. And like the group of people has like slowly like has diminished in size from like when all the people that I met that during that program to like the friends that I have now. But like it's like a solid like group of like I don't know maybe 8 people. And now with things still being online, like we don't see all of them as often because like they necessarily don't live near, like not as close. We're not going to campus, that kind of thing. But like still just like trying to stay in contact with them, I guess has been the best.
I think for that, I don't know if I read this or if I heard this, but like the people you want to be with, like the relationships, friendships, like relationships, or just things like that. You want to have something in common with them because that helps a lot. Because like that's a starting base of like a friendship and a relationship. Since they're all engineers, like that was like a baseline for like a friendship. Like you guys have something immediately to talk about. Like there's not that weirdness of like, oh, like, do you like this or like not? Like, you guys know for a fact, like, you guys are all engineers. So I'm sure that helped a lot.
Mm, definitely.
Carson, did you meet any friends or any suggestions of how to meet friends?
Well, I would say the one thing, like, I don't regret anything from college so far, but I guess if I could go
Amazing.
and change one thing, it would be where I lived on campus. Because I lived in an apartment style dorm. So we had no hangout room. Like, we had an RA, but like, she didn't really do anything with us. It was like an open, like, like it was like your front door was outside. Like it wasn't like a building that like you went into. So I would say like I feel like the people that lived in the dorms that were more like that got to meet other people more. Whereas like it was more just like you're renting an apartment. We didn't like have any sense of like community.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that would have probably helped to like meet more friends. Um, I mean, I meet people through classes and stuff, but it's so surface level. Like it's so like I have accounting people that I've talked to, but as soon as you don't have a class together with this specific teacher in this session, like you don't talk.
Mm.
It's hard. And I feel like in college, it's complicated because everyone's doing their own thing. Everyone, like, they're not just doing school. You're doing an internship, you're doing work, you're doing this, you have responsibilities at home. So, like, it's hard because you're like, oh, let's hang out after class. But then this person has another class that you're not in. You're like, oh, see you next time we have class, I guess. And then that's that. And now with online class, it's been even harder because you don't actually like physically see anyone. But I agree, it's tough. Making friends as like an adult, it's tough. Like it's not doesn't come in through the front door and you're like, hey, let's be friends. Like you actually have to make a lot of effort for it, which I think it's important. It puts more emphasis into friends and like makes it feel more special because you're putting that time and energy into it. But it's not as easy as when you were a kid and you're like on the monkey bars and someone wants to get on the monkey bars too, you know? Reached all the points I wanted to reach with this like friendship and like how to do it and how we've been with friends. This is the end of our first little episode, I guess, because we have our two besties. Pretty sure Sam's still on this side and Carson's still on this side. Um, we've been friends for over a decade and we've been loving it. I don't think they've gotten tired of me yet, so that's awesome. If you guys wanna, or not you guys, but you guys, whoever's watching, if you guys have any questions about anything we talked about, or if you guys have more questions about friends in like that category, let us know. If you guys want to be a part of this, we're always welcoming more people into this because more opinions, more suggestions, more help. Give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. What did we tell them to comment down below last time? How to make friends, I think. Was that what it is? I think so. Well, if you have suggestions on how to make friends in college, comment down below.
Yeah.
And like subscribe. There's gonna be more episodes and more different talks. And like, you know, you won't want to miss it. Okay. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Carson, for both participating. Love you guys a lot. Hopefully we'll see each other very, very soon. And maybe one day we'll make an episode of this like actually all together in one location. I don't know. You gotta stay tuned, subscribe to find out. Bye. I heard this joke and I thought it was pretty fitting just because you have so many degree things. You're like a what frick? I don't even know the punchline. Whatever. I tried. It's fine. It doesn't matter. We can move on from my failed attempt on a joke. Zero clue of what I'm doing with myself. Whenever someone asks me, it's like this whole thing where everyone always wants to know what's next.
But graduating in like 3 weeks.
Whoop whoop! My girl's graduating. Yes. But once a night, always a night. That's where Carson's at. You're a gator. Right over left. Chop chop. I know. So I feel like if you're very passionate about what you're doing, it definitely helps on keep going and not giving up on it. So little cherry on top of that thought. Yeah, we'll see you guys later, I guess. Bye.